Hey guys, what's up? It's Dog here, and today we are back on Road Crossing Simulator, also known as RCS. And today we're going to be taking a look at the two second newest sections, excluding Swedish and Switzerland, and we're going to be taking a look at their crossings. So the first thing I want to point out, if you ever join the game and you're going to the Philippines, there's a sign here that says not all Philippines crossings work in real life. If one does not appear to have working lights, it is intended to fail. Now, Philippines, I'm pretty sure they don't really manage their crossings well, so that's why they don't have working lights often, because they don't repair them and they usually fall into disrepair, which is why there's quite a few detailed ones that are supposed to fall into said disrepair. First one we're gonna look at is a pretty basic one. It's got an overhead light, along with a railroad exiting sign and flashing lights. Stop, look, and listen. Basic warning pole and sign. So let's check it out. You can see there, the lights flash, and this little gate right here comes down. What I find quite fascinating about their gates is that there's no weight, except on American crossings they do. So that's one thing, like an American like me, to see something like that and be like, huh, interesting. Oh, and this sign also goes with that crossing too, which is pretty cool. Looks like there's another sign right here without the lights and just the warning siren and the flashing light, which is pretty cool. Also, if you ever come to play and the crossing doesn't go down, just hit it once. They're weirdly glitched, yeah. Let's take a look at these ones. This one does not have any working lights either, but it also has a long arm along with a stop, look, and listen sign, which is really cool. It also has, yeah, it's just a long barrier. And I noticed the things on the bottom that hold up the gantry, yeah, that hold up the gantry are different from each thing. This one is a double stop and look and listen sign for major highways. This one's pretty cool. So there's also a train warning sign, so it just lets people know this is a train crossing. Pretty cool, man. So this one also doesn't have has a glitched gate, so I'm gonna go ahead and tap that real quick. Fancy. So I think all of these three or two don't have working lights because I didn't notice. Okay, these ones have working lights, except this one has steady lights and this one has flashing lights and is ungated. And that's the only one that has a beacon. Moving on to this one has 0 lights but 2 beacons, so that's a little interesting. It also has the train warning sign along with the stop and listen sign and the siren. With a small little barrier here, which is kind of cool. If it's gonna go down, there we go. Little small barrier, boy. Kind of cool. Looks like we have our first double crossing, with 2 double gates, and these ones look like these are the busted versions because there's no light shield nor the sign. The sign looks gone, so that's interesting. This one also has a long barrier too, which is pretty cool. And a stop, look, and listen road crossing pole. Moving on to the next one, this one's a highway crossing plus a pedestrian crossing, which is interesting. Okay, so this one has steady lights and these ones flash. That's pretty cool. And these ones the gates look kind of broken right here, so I'm going to go ahead and fix them. The easy way to fix it is by pressing regen, and that will regenerate the crossing. But on some crossings, I can just tap it. These ones are kind of far away, so I don't prefer tapping them. Here's the same thing we saw earlier, but it has a fixed lights, flashing lights, and the barrier is on the left. cool. So this little one folds down, and there's a long red one. Hold on a minute. These poles are bigger, which is kind of interesting, I think. Yeah, they're a little bit longer apart. So that's pretty cool. Here we have the same thing, except this is a highway crossing plus a smaller crossing on the side, so let's take a look at this one. Cool. It's higher pitched too, which is interesting. And then there's also another sign here. Now whenever this one had tandem sirens, it would go ding dong, ding dong, ding dong. But it looks like one of our developers removed that, so I guess it's time for pay cuts. I'm actually gonna cut their pay. Alright. Here we have another one. Oh, there's no alarm, it's just a light that flashes, and a gate. It's a little sad looking gate. It's just kind of small. But yeah, that's a pretty cool crossing. Here's an old one, which is pretty cool. This one's gone like out of repair. Does it still work? I don't think so. Oh wow, it does still work. Oh. Cool. Well, now we know that they still make them that have work, or that work, I guess. Let's see this one. Ooh, this one has a median barrier, which means the barrier goes through the median. So this is the right-hand side, this is the left-hand side, which is pretty cool. It's just so satisfying to watch from here. It just looks so satisfying. That's pretty cool. So let's move on to the next ones. Now I'm gonna go through Korea pretty quickly, mainly because they have quite a few crossings in the first part that kind of go around the same principle with each other. So let me go ahead and get myself a speed coil. Alright. And by the way, these are all made by Hopin, so these are not free models. I just want to let everyone know about that because I had 2 disputes today that were a banned offense, so we just banned 2 people today. These 2 guys for that. So we just banned 2 people, so I just want to let everyone know, because I don't want to have to ban some more people, because they will keep trying to say that, hey, this is my crossing and you stole it. No, these are not stolen, these are hand-built, along with the Dutch crossings, and the Switzerland crossings, and the Swedish crossings. None of them are copyrighted. And we're still investigating CSEC in America, and most of them are gone, so most disputes are banned. So here's the first crossing, has electronic bell. Also, solid overhead lights. And warning. We can also show what direction the train's coming from, and then we can raise it. This is the same thing here, except from the electronic bell. And again, we can show which direction. I just want to let everyone know what the Korean crossings here. These are North Korea, not South Korea, as you can see from the flag here. Here's the same thing, except I think yeah, these ones do not have the backlights. Again, with steady lights. And here is the same thing, except with the mechanical bell. I'm going to go here and show you the lights up close. So these are what the lights look like up close. They're basically hanging on the wire. And the warning light down here is a little Moving on to our non-gantry crossings, these are pretty cool. These ones do not have a secondary sound, so this one only has a electronic bell. Again, you can also show the direction with these little things here. This one's just a mechanical. again, also these ones, the first two have backlights, the second two do not have backlights. So these two we're going to skip because they look pretty much the same. So let's go ahead and move on to these. This is my first custom crossing I made, which is, actually no, I don't think it's the first, but it's just still a pretty cool crossing. So we have one long barrier here and one short barrier, which is pretty cool. It also has an overhead bar, along with the two overhead height things, so this would be placed either under or before a bridge or something overhead that could be hit, such as power lines or the overhead wire. Here's another crossing. This one is, I think, located in the heart of Seoul, Korea. Again, with solid points, except they're pointed in this direction, which is pretty cool. These ones also faced, and this one has a double train thing, but I do not have the harvest for it, so I can't actually do that. But this would have, this would be, let's see, this would be a 2-track one, so you can have one track going this way and one track going that way, one track going, 2 tracks going 2 directions. Here's another bigger crossing, and this one has actually flashing with 3 barriers. Also, when you raise it, the lights will continue to flash for a little while, and then they will turn off, which is kind of a cool thing on a bigger crossing like this, which kind of makes sense. Here's another crossing. This one only has these lights, so it's basically this, but I took it off of here and put it like that. And it's a decent crossing without that big thing, but yeah. Here's another one, which I'm unsure what the difference is here. Oh, what's this? That's pretty cool. So we have a smaller signal here, with only 4 busy lights, and they're rotated 20 degrees to the left, which is an interesting combination. Here's another interesting combination. You have your full-scale gantry here, and then you have a smaller scale gantry with lights and all of them flash, which is pretty cool. Since also have double size barriers, and this one's have a slower descent rate. Well, actually, one of them's slower and one of them's faster, which gives it more realistic terms, so that's pretty cool. And here is another pretty big crossing. This one has a slower gate, I believe. And there's this pedestrian crossing I forgot to mention, which is pretty cool, but the barrier is really slow. Alright, moving on to this one. This one's a pretty big crossing too, except this one's got a really long barrier. Take a look at that. That goes all the way across. That's how long it is. Okay, I'm like right here. Look how long that is. Sheesh, that's pretty big. Here's another crossing. These ones all have focus lines and they appear not to be bent, so this will probably go on a straight road, or it would just be basic like that. Here's our final crossing with a smaller pedestrian area with some bars to it so that you have traffic control. This one has a long barrier with a medium, with a short barrier, and a mini barrier. So it's a pretty cool crossing. All of them go at the same gate speed except for this one. This one goes slower, which is a really big crossing. So, and that's going to be it for today's little video. So I hope you guys enjoy. Also, don't forget to check out my most popular video, which was the Railroad Crossing Simulator. By the way, I should this is the same game. This is the original game I used. So whatever you saw in that game, this is the exact game. So if I revert all the way back to the previous update, I'm not going to do that because that's stupid. That's where we'll be, which is really interesting. So if you guys ever want to see more of the stuff we have, come join our game. We also have some very classic sections that we are keeping. We have kept Czech. Yes, I know how to pronounce Czech now, not Czech. We have Dutch, German, USA, and we still have Swedish, but we have modified it to be better. We're also going to modify German, and we also have a Switzerland pack, which I'll need to show you guys Switzerland and Swedish. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one. Take care.